from your local election headquarters. This is Election Night in Michigan on News 8.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brian Sterling.
I'm Amber Kriska. It is election night in West Michigan. Just a few hours ago, the polls closed, and now some of the results are starting to come in.
Tonight, we're following several mayoral races, school millages, and topics that are important to you.
We have team coverage tonight. News 8's Katani Gooch is in Muskegon, but first, we want to start with Duncan McLean in Kentwood with the mayoral race there. In that race, Monica Sparks is challenging incumbent Mayor Stephen Kepley.
And Duncan, earlier tonight, you did speak with Sparks and Kepley. How are they feeling tonight?
We are live from the results party for challenger Monica Sparks in Kentwood. It's wrapping up officially at 10, so we're at the tail end here. The music has stopped. Hugs are starting to be exchanged. Both candidates we've caught up with tonight are a little apprehensive as they continue to wait for those results to come in. No lean either way in this tightly contested mayoral race. Today's turnout, according to the city clerk, who will be replaced as well based on a contested race for that position this evening, was tremendous here in Kentwood, especially for a local-only election. The clerk's office told us they actually ran out of I voted stickers at a number of polling places, and voters and a poll watcher told us they actually ran out of ballots for a few minutes at one of the larger polling places. But quick and calm action from local election workers made sure that the delay was short-lived and everyone got to vote. Both candidates for mayor here in Kentwood are gathered with their friends, families, and campaign teams. As this campaign officially comes to an end, we asked them about how it feels to have run the race, but now have to wait for those results to come in.
We feel good about what has happened here. We pulled it through in the sense of we worked as hard as we could. We went the distance. We had a great strategy, a great plan. We stuck on positivity, did not go negative. It's not me anyway, but you know, sometimes when people are feeling anxious, they start to do things that reflect a different character. So I'm very thankful that we were able to stay true to who we are and be positive.
I am not relaxed, that's for sure. I do not sit down, I stand up, I pace. I do talk to everyone. I greet everyone, talk to them. I'm so glad they're here, thanking people for all they have done. But yeah, it's a very intense time.
Now, we also asked Stephen if he did anything differently this time around, this being his fourth challenger since he took the office back in 2013. He said this year he made a video for the first time, but said at the end of the day, it's really about door knocking and making connections with people in your community. As you heard from challenger Commissioner Sparks, she's just really proud of the effort that her and her campaign team put on, both of them anxiously awaiting the results, as are we and you at home. Be sure to stay with us for News 8 at 11 as those start to trickle in. For now, live in Kentwood, Duncan McLean, News 8.
Okay, still got to wait a little bit longer for that race outcome. Duncan, we'll check in with you at 11. Thank you. News 8 also following a number of other mayoral races in West Michigan.
In total, 11 cities are choosing their next mayor. That includes Kalamazoo, Howland, South Haven, Portage, and Muskegon. We are still waiting on all of those results.
Also in Muskegon County, voters there deciding on term limits for members of the city commission.
News 8's Katani Gooch is covering that decision tonight and is joining us live from Muskegon. Katani.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, we do have a mayoral race happening tonight, but we have that proposal on the ballot, or that was on the ballot as well. So that proposal would limit the amount of years that someone can run on the city or be on the city commission. They would limit it to 12 years for anybody who is on city commission. And I got to speak with the person that is actually behind the group that got to get this on the ballot. His name is Hunter Kalila, and he is with a group called Muskegon Partnership for Reasonable Limits. They actually said that this was kind of a grassroots movement for them as they started gathering petition signatures last year. And they had to gather about 1,400, but they actually got about 2,000. He said that the response from the community was so great that they just kind of kept going and collecting those signatures. He said this is his first time kind of dipping his toes in the political atmosphere. And here, listen to what he had to say about why he thinks that this proposal should be on the ballot and why he thinks it should be passed.
Definitely believe that 12 years is enough time to get in, make some meaningful change, and get out, make way for new ideas and new people. We want to see diversity in our community. You know, we want to see everywhere. We want to see diversity on the council that really represents the community.
And as you mentioned, we do have that mayoral race, so we got to speak to both mayoral candidates about how they feel about this proposal being on the ballot tonight. Both those candidates are current Mayor Ken Johnson and new candidate Bob Garrettson. And listen to what they had to say about this, new proposal being on tonight's ballot.
If that is the will of our voters to have term limits, we need to revisit that to make sure that our charter amendment is not conflicting with state law and creating conflicts within the city charter. Because right now in our city charter says if you get elected to a term, you serve that term. That's what the state law is as well. And so the way this term limits charter amendment wording was done, it creates conflict and confusion.
There was over 2,000 people that signed that petition, so I think that it's appropriate that it goes up for a vote. In whatever happens, I believe in the will of the people. I hope to be the term limits because I hope to win as mayor of Muskegon, but I also think that it's important to recognize when 2,000 people show up and sign documents that we need to respect that, and we need to make sure that's part of the overall political process.
And something to add is that on that ballot language, it did say that 6 former commissioners, 1 current commissioner, and the mayor, current Mayor Ken Johnson, would technically be ineligible if this was passed. But the man that I spoke with earlier did want to clarify that that group has no interest in challenging current Mayor Johnson if he is re-elected tonight. And as you, Duncan, said, and Brian and Amber, we're still waiting for all of those results to come in as the mayoral candidates are looking and at their watch parties with their friends and their family, waiting for those results to come in. We're going to keep you updated both here on air and online, and maybe catch up with you at 11. I'll send it back to you in the studio. Live in Muskegon, Katani Gooch, News 8.
All right, Katani, thank you. Rockford Public Schools seeking a $230 million bond to fund improvements to nearly every building in that district. Among the proposed improvements are adding air conditioning to remaining schools that need it, electronic door locks for all classrooms, and the addition of gyms or cafeteria facilities to schools that don't have both. The money would also be used for upgrades to infrastructure and playground equipment, as well as bus replacements. Those votes still being added up, but right now it's trending toward the no's, 60 to 40%. Still very early, 30% of the votes are in.
Comstock Public Schools is hoping voters in that district will pass a bond geared toward infrastructure. It is a $31.8 million bond. The school wants to finish renovations, which include new roofs, updating air conditioning, and parking lot repairs. They also want to add on to several buildings. It would increase the millage rate by 0.5 mils. We are waiting on those results still. Voters in Lowell Township will decide on a millage to provide funding to continue spraying for the invasive spongy moth. The township has been using the general fund to cover the costs, but say it no longer has the funding in its budget. The proposal is asking for 0.5 mil for 3 years.
Right now, a majority of the votes have that proposition passing, with 75% of the vote in. Grand Haven voters have passed a millage that will fund upgrades to the city's public safety facility. That building, built in the 1970s, officers in the department showing us the structural problems there, like cracks in the foundation, peeling paint, crumbling concrete, among other things. The largest concern is carcinogen management after a fire. Modern guidance calls for the soot and ash to be washed off of the skin within an hour of fighting a fire. The current setup there makes it difficult to do that and allows those carcinogens to wander around the public safety facility.
And the millage has passed with 58% of voters in support of it.
And our election coverage will continue tonight and, of course, all the way through the morning on Daybreak. You'll also be able to find the latest results online at woodtv.com.